The time is 10 a.m. and this is WKYT Midmorning. Floodwaters causing anxious moments for some areas in central Kentucky.
A woman who pulled a knife on police tells her side of the story.
And Donald Trump fears the upcoming election will be rigged, he says, but he hasn't yet said how.
This is WKYT Midmorning.
Well, good morning and welcome in. It's Tuesday, August 2nd, and we're glad you're with us on WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. A lot of people got a lot of rain yesterday.
Yeah, right, and some didn't. It was one of that's the way we've had it the last few days, and really a pattern that is set to continue. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. I guess we have just dropped our first alert severe weather day, right?
That's exactly right, and there's some good news for a lot of us. We're not expecting any flooding. We're not expecting any severe weather. If you can think during the winter when a storm rolls through and you get the wraparound moisture typically isn't that much snow. It's just some light snow falling across the region. That's what we're getting right now. It's the same setup with the wraparound moisture, but obviously you're going to get some rain showers out of this, and you can see little bits and pieces here and there. Some light rain, you're not going to get much, but it's still falling outside, and it's kind of ugly outside with those low clouds hanging around. So that morning rain chance by the afternoon there's still a small chance, but it fades the deeper you go into the afternoon. So we're going to get into that, and I'll show you the next few days. There are improvements. We're actually getting helped out by the weather coming up in just a few minutes.
We'll see you shortly. Thank you.
And first this mid-morning, as Micah just mentioned, the rains are subsiding and we should see improving conditions for the next few days. But the rains brought some problems over the past 24 hours.
Several areas affected by flooding that became life-threatening in parts of Kentucky. A father and his 3-year-old daughter were rescued from floodwaters just a few hours ago in Pulaski County. The driver got stuck in high water on a bridge on Norwood Mount Zion Road around 3 a.m. Fortunately, a state trooper was nearby, and he carried the little girl to safety. He also helped the father make it to dry land.
High water also causing issues in Anderson County. Dispatchers say a driver was stranded in floodwaters on Hoop Hole Road, which is near the Bluegrass Parkway and the Washington County line. That driver was also able to safely escape from his truck. And in Clark County, flash flooding has been causing some problems. Several inches of rain flooded roads in the old Boonesboro Road area, not far from Winchester. The high water trapped some people in their homes for several hours. This morning, we're also hearing reports of high water in Boyle County. We're told the Chaplain River is rising quickly in Perryville.
Storms also caused a messy situation in Powell County. Officials there say lightning hit the gas substation of a pipeline near Winchester Road in Clay City. The pipeline's emergency shutdown system was activated, but then an oily residue started spewing out of the compressors. Officials still have not said exactly what was in the substance, but they insist it is not hazardous. Still, the residue covered several cars and homes near the plant, leaving neighbors there a big mess to clean up. Fortunately, there was no fire and there are no injuries. Remember, we can help you track storms and all the weather with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. Download that for free in the app or Google Play stores.
The search continues for a man accused of robbing a Lexington store. It happened just after 6 this morning at the Walgreens and the Idle Hour Shopping Center on Richmond Road. Police said the suspect stole cash. There was only one cashier in the store at the time. A Laurel County mother who police say went on the run with her 5-year-old son gave us her side of the story from jail.
Police say Jamie Allen nearly hit a sheriff's deputy with her car when she drove away Saturday morning. They say her little boy was in the car with her. Police say they were trying to arrest Allen for missing a DUI court appearance. Allen told us that she ran from police because she was trying to protect her son.
He knows that I'm not really a bad person. Like, he knows that I was running from the law because I missed the court date, because I didn't want to go to jail. He knows that.
Police say when they arrested Allen, she pulled a knife on them, which prompted a scuffle. She is facing multiple charges. The most serious is attempted murder of a police officer. The child was not injured. Governor Matt Bevin is paying an out-of-state law firm $500,000 to investigate corruption in state government. Specifically, the Herald Leader reports the firm is looking for possible violations of state spending rules and coercion of state workers for campaign donations. Bevin has accused his predecessor, former Governor Steve Beshear, of such violations. Beshear has denied any wrongdoing and has also accused Bevin of violating campaign finance laws.
A crash caused a lot of damage over the weekend at a historic cemetery in Lexington. It happened at Cove Haven Cemetery on Whitney Avenue near Newtown Pike. Cemetery managers say a driver trying to get away from police ended up ramming his car into the cemetery's wrought iron fence. The collision also damaged a couple of headstones near the cemetery. Cove Haven Cemetery is more than 100 years old. Cemetery managers say it will cost thousands of dollars to repair all the damage.
The first of 3 meetings focused on the construction of a new Scott County high school is set for tonight. The Scott County superintendent is asking for a tax increase to help pay for the $48 million construction of the Great Crossing High School. Tonight's meeting is at 7 o'clock. It will be in the John L. Hill Chapel at Georgetown College to accommodate the crowd. The deadline for the decision on the so-called nickel tax is August 18th.
Investigators are learning more about the pilot of the hot air balloon that crashed in Texas, killing all 16 people on board. Court records show Alfred Skip Nichols had at least 4 prior drunken driving convictions and numerous consumer complaints against him. The cause of that crash has yet to be determined. Well, Donald Trump says he fears the upcoming general election is going to be rigged.
At a campaign rally last night, he didn't say how it would be rigged, but he did pick up his attacks against his opponent Hillary Clinton, now calling her the devil. Hannah Daniels has the latest.
Donald Trump did not hold back while criticizing Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders' decision to endorse Hillary Clinton.
He made a deal with the devil. She's the devil. He made a deal with the devil.
As the GOP presidential candidate campaigned in front of thousands of supporters in Pennsylvania last night, the bipartisan backlash continues to mount over his comments about the parents of a fallen Muslim American soldier. In an interview on Fox News, Trump was asked about the controversy.
You did call this man's son a hero, did you not?
Yes, I did, absolutely. Whenever you have the Gold Star families, I mean, these are great people, great families, frankly.
Another billionaire businessman was on the campaign trail on Monday, Warren Buffett. Buffett endorsed Hillary Clinton during a rally in his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska.
This is the greatest nation on earth, and our best days are still ahead of us.
A new CBS poll shows Hillary Clinton with a 7-point lead over Trump after the Democratic convention last week. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Hillary Clinton is off the campaign trail today. Trump will hold a rally in Ashburn, Virginia.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has now issued a travel advisory for a small part of Florida, which is the center of a Zika virus outbreak. Health leaders now say 14 people have been diagnosed with Zika. All have been within a 1-mile area just north of downtown Miami. The travel advisory is asking pregnant women to stay away from that area. And the CDC says any pregnant woman who traveled there since June 15th should be tested for Zika. Health leaders say intensive mosquito spraying is not working as well as they had hoped.
A Lexington hospital has been ranked the #1 hospital in the state. U.S. News and World Report's best hospital rankings were released today, and UK's Albert B. Chandler Hospital is at the top for Kentucky. It is also the only hospital in the state rated as high performing in its cancer care unit, and it's nationally ranked for its geriatric care. Baptist Health, also in Lexington, was ranked 3rd on the list of best hospitals in the state.
All right, congratulations.
And keep it right here this mid-morning. We'll tell you about a job that a beer lover just might love, and it could be educational, also fun.
We'll have that. Also, another comic book story comes to life on the big screen, and we'll get a sneak peek coming up.
You can finally say goodbye to the heaviest rain. It's now on out of here, but still some pesky showers going on across the region, a little drizzle too. I'm going to show you when that moves on out, when we can finally just have one sunny day. I'll have that coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It is pretty ugly outside at this very moment. We're getting some wraparound moisture from that system. The system has pushed all the heavy rain on out. So that's something you do not have to worry about today. But trying to get the kids out the door, it's going to be a little tough because it's just not pretty outside. But I will tell you this. Just being a dad myself, get the kids outside, throw them in some t-shirts, man, they'll love playing in that rain. And it's perfect rain to play in. It doesn't feel that bad, number one. Number two, you're not going to get any lightning out of this, so get them outside. Why not? There's Lexington with some drizzle as I came back into work from break. But the rain over toward the east, southeast, you're getting some, I don't want to call them heavy showers. They're not heavy, but you're getting some light showers, heavier than what you're getting here in Lexington. So there's pretty decent shot over toward the east and southeast. You can see just bits and pieces here and there. None of this is going to cause a problem. It's not going to cause an issue. Now, it's not helping us out, but it's not going to hurt us any more than what we already have there on the ground. Live sky cameras to low clouds. It just does not look good. And like I said, you'll get the drizzle here and there. You get the light showers, especially eastbound, and that'll go throughout the rest of the morning and toward the afternoon. I do expect it to fade as we travel through your afternoon. Now, Lexington, it'll fade right around roughly noontime, maybe a little bit after that. But down toward the southeast, it's going to be like 5 to 8 p.m. before you start to see that rain fade away. But by 8 p.m., I would expect most of us to be dry. It's actually really good for heading out to eat because the clouds will still be around. I don't expect temperatures to get too high, mid-80s. And also some of us down south and southeast, you won't even pick up temperatures there in the mid-80s. It stays in the lower 80s, maybe even some in the upper 70s. Because of this, look at 6 p.m. You see that down toward the south and southeast? Still going through that. Yeah, it's going to keep the cloud cover above you all day long. So it's not going to be the best looking day, but at least it holds down the temperatures. You're not getting that much more rain. It's just kind of going to be a little bit dreary. Now, going through your 7-day forecast, here's your breakdown of it. Today, we're at a 40% chance of rain, still mostly for the eastern zones. And then we head tomorrow and Thursday. Those 2 days look pretty dry. Mainly dry, not fully dry. We can't rule out a stray shower or stray thunderstorm, but for the most part, those are days still I do not feel like we're going to see any problems out of that. Friday, Saturday. Friday, I'm still leaning more toward mostly dry. As of right now, we're still 4 days out. We'll see if that changes, but Saturday looks like a pretty good shot at actually seeing some rain move on in. Not fully confident to bump that up to 60% just yet, but we'll see as we get a little bit closer. But I'd say Friday, Saturday, guys, those are the days to watch. Start to see some rain on the increase. Other than that, next few days actually look mainly dry. And so that'll help us dry some things out big time. And that's exactly what we need in some spots. Not all spots actually need to be dry. Actually, some spots looking pretty good there in the yards, very lush and green.
And that's been the crazy part of it.
It's wild. It is absolutely wild. No doubt.
Hit and miss.
That's right.
All right, thank you.
They're hanging the Help Wanted sign at the Smithsonian. And if you like beer, you might love this job.
More specifically, the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History. They're looking for a beer historian to research, document, and collect American brewing history. That job includes travel, interviews of beer experts, and lots of research. The position pays $64,000 a year.
Wonder how many applicants they might have for that.
And probably some beer as well to go along with that job.
Interesting job description. Well, a rehab center named for Amy Winehouse is planned in London. And Kevin Spacey is feline fine.
And an Oscar-winning actor becomes the Joker on the big screen. Don Champion has your eye on entertainment.
Comic book fans were on hand in New York City as Will Smith joined co-stars Jared Leto and Margot Robbie for the world premiere of their new movie Suicide Squad, which takes place in the same universe as Batman.
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
They play some of the world's most dangerous supervillains brought together by the government. Leto, an Oscar winner, takes on the iconic role of the Joker. Robbie plays his love interest, Harley Quinn.
It's a love-hate relationship, very dysfunctional. He constantly tries to kill her.
Suicide Squad opens Friday. In Hollywood, the stars of the movie 9 Lives walked the red carpet.
Look, I make million-dollar decisions for lunch. I'm pretty sure I can pick out a cat.
Kevin Spacey stars as a businessman who takes his family for granted until one day he magically turns into a cat. Jennifer Garner plays his wife.
The most funny part of the movie was watching the trainers getting the cats to do what they were supposed to do.
9 Lives also opens Friday.
They tried to make me go to rehab.
And 5 years after Amy Winehouse's death from alcohol poisoning, a foundation set up in the singer's name is opening a rehab home. The women-only recovery house called Amy's Place will provide rehab services in East London. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Don Champion, CBS News.
All right. Hope you keep it here on Mid-Morning on WKYT. An NBA player returns home to Lexington to help children with back-to-school supplies.
We're talking with Shelvin Mack of the Utah Jazz next on WKYT. Today's Mega Millions jackpot is $25 million, and tomorrow's Powerball is $40 million.
Hey, welcome back. Great to have you along here on WKYT. An NBA star with Lexington roots is helping children go back to school with the supplies they need. Thursday is the Shelvin Mack Back to School event at Whitaker Bank Ballpark.
We're happy to have Shelvin Mack, NBA point guard for the Utah Jazz, along with De'Air Fox, marketing director for the Mack Foundation, with us. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Well, appreciate you being here. Back in the Kentucky air. It's not that thin air you're dealing with out there in Utah, right?
Yeah, the altitude is very high out there. It's very difficult to breathe, and I was trying to adjust to that right now.
How are you enjoying it out there so far?
I'm loving it. It's a great family atmosphere. It's very different than Atlanta. So just enjoying it, like I said, the family. Then also playing my ex-teammate Gordon, and then one of my former coaches, Quinn Snyder, he was with me in Atlanta.
So good, though, that wherever you go, you don't forget your hometown roots, and that's so important. Tell us about this back-to-school event. Why is it important, and what's it going to be like?
It's very important for me. You know, I had a lot of people help me along the way to make it to where I'm at today. So I think it's great that, you know, I come back once a year, beginning of August, kind of like the Shelvin Mack Week. It kind of got its own name. And I try to do things for the community. You know, I have a camp going on right now, and then Thursday we have the back to school event, which is sponsored by the Mack Foundation, and then the Legends is helping us out.
That's great.
Really important.
De'Air, tell us about the importance of the Mack Foundation and really what its mission is.
Absolutely. It's a very important foundation, I believe, to serve those underrepresented kids in the Lexington community. Being able to give back, being able to have Shelvin come back every year, like you all stated earlier, to make a huge impact, it really means a lot to us.
What does it mean to those kids who get these supplies, knowing that you've gone out and had so much success, but you care about them?
It means a lot, especially, you know, last year was our first year doing it. You see the faces on those guys. Like, sometimes you take for granted the things that I have, especially like with a backpack, a pencil, some paper. You know, those guys get that. And also just to interact. You know, like when I was young, I never had an NBA player to interact with. So it's great to know I can come back, interact, play some games with them, play some tag, kickball. You know, they enjoy it.
Yeah, let them know they can kind of reach for the stars too, right?
Yeah, definitely.
What's the future of the foundation going to be, do you think?
So we plan to do a lot of things here in the community here in the next year. So we're planning a turkey drive this year. So we're trying to collab with a couple businesses to do a turkey drive this year. We do the angel tree for Christmas every year, and just try to plan some new initiatives to get some after-school programs going. So that's the future.
Very good. Shelvin, keep making us proud on the court.
Thanks. Yeah,
we'll keep following you.
Here. Yeah.
Okay, well, to remind you again, this big event is coming up. It's going to be again Thursday. Is that right?
Thursday at 5:30 at Whitaker Bank Ballpark.
All right.
Keep it right here this mid-morning.
Going to check in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen next and see what's cooking up here on this Tuesday. Coming up in just a little while, WKYT News at noon. We'll get an update on the dangerous floodwaters in central Kentucky.
And we'll find out more about an accident that snarled traffic on the Jessamine-Fayette County line.
And Mark Stoops is helping out once again with a good cause. We'll have that for you.
News, weather, and sports ahead at noon on WKYT. Today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, a side dish combining two vegetable favorites.
And they come together in a big way. As always, it's easy to make and it's good.
Recently, a viewer asked me on Facebook if I had diabetes, and if that was the reason we've been doing more diabetic-friendly recipes in the last few years. Thanks for asking. While I don't have diabetes, it does run in my family. And with diabetes growing out of control, we want to give those who need to eat a diabetic-friendly diet, or really anyone who just wants to eat healthier, more recipes that are packed with taste without all the guilt. So let me show you an easy throw together that does just that. We start by mixing a few crushed saltines with a bit of melted butter. After setting some of that aside, we add some chopped frozen broccoli, a can of creamed corn, a beaten egg, Parmesan cheese, and a few spices. Once that's mixed, we spoon it into a baking dish Top it off with the cracker crumbs that we set aside, and it goes into the oven. Once the center is set and the top is golden, it's done. It's the perfect hearty side dish. And if you want, you can add some cut-up rotisserie chicken and turn this into a fill-you-up main dish. Either way, your family is going to love it. Our creamy corn broccoli bake, along with lots of other easy recipes, are online now at everydaydiabeticrecipes.com. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where every day we're looking for more guilt-free ways for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Creamy corn broccoli. How many plates do you want of that?
He said we could throw in chicken. I heard
That's right. Check it out.
Throw some chicken in there.
Yeah.
We'll be good. Okay, so if you're planning on grilling out, speaking of grilling out later on this afternoon, this evening, you'll be able to do that. I know it looks ugly now, and you are getting some showers outside right now, but later on this afternoon, I expect it just to decrease as we go through the day. The chances will just continue to decrease. I would say by 5 to 8 p.m., most of us are dry. Most of us won't have any problems, except for the southeast, I believe still maybe a few showers left over at that time, but nothing to be worried about today. Next few days, check that out. It's actually looking much improved for us. So it's an upgrade to the forecast.
Yes, it is.
We earned it, right?
That's right. Yes, we did.
Thank you so much for joining us for WKYT Mid-Morning, and we'll be back with all the latest here at noon.
The Bold and the Beautiful is next on CBS. Make it a great day, everybody.